Battlefield 6 player count has kind of fell off a cliff, and this should come as no surprise as Season 1 hasn't been that great for Battlefield 6. However, this is only for Steam, so I'm not including Xbox and PlayStation. However, this just gives us a rough idea of what the player retention may look like for the other consoles as well, as Battlefield has always been mainly an actual PC game. So if we compare this to Battlefield 4, which came out on the 29th of October 2013, its first DLC dropped on the 17th of December 2013. If you had Battlefield Premium, you also got this DLC 2 weeks early. So with China Rising, we had 4 large conquest maps, we got 5 brand new weapons, 2 new gadgets, and 2 brand new vehicles within this DLC. You got all this content on day 1, there was no waiting for weapons, there was no waiting for maps to drop, this all came day 1 on the DLC, which I think is personally the better way to do it. So Battlefield 6 came out on the 10th of October 2025, and the first season began on October the 28th, so only a few weeks apart from the game's launch, which is really good. However, the content it came with that was very underwhelming for the Battlefield community, because Blackwell Fields was actually probably one of the worst maps ever in Battlefield history. It was not a Battlefield map, not a good way to start Season 1. We got Eastwood eventually a few weeks later, which is actually not a bad map. I do like the map, however, it's not really what we're kind of looking for, but it was a step in the right direction compared to the Battlefield 6 launch maps that were more infantry focused. And the last map was just a remake, or a reskin, should I say, with Winter Offensive, which is just Empire State with snow in it, so I don't even consider that a DLC or even content to begin with. So out of all the maps that we've got, I'm only considering Blackwell Fields and Eastwood new maps and content. Empire State does not count in my opinion. And out of both of those maps, Blackwell Fields was absolutely a disaster and Eastwood was actually somewhat good. So in my opinion, we pretty much got one good map within the first DLC content drop, which would be Season 1. We got 5 new weapons. We got a few new game modes, in my opinion, which are just pretty much pointless. I don't think anyone really cares about game modes in this as content, but that's just my opinion. We got 1 new melee weapon and we got attachment for weapons, which I just think is stupid adding as content in my opinion. I think you shouldn't really be utilizing and focusing on attachments and game modes. I think maps and capitalizing on conquest and breakthrough is what they do best, is what they should focus on. We also got the heavy jeep that returned from Battlefield 4, and then we also got like battle pickups as well. So overall, not a very good first season. Season 2 really needs to come out with a bang. We need to be getting at least 3 minimal brand new maps. I don't even mind if there was 2 brand new maps and 1 remastered map from a previous Battlefield. Ideally, we're needing at least 3 brand new minimal maps, 4 maximum, with high quality maps, and even firing a few remasters. And I definitely think this would help Battlefield stop losing a lot of players.